The Elite Eight will begin with the matchup of the largest combined seeds ever to face off this late in the NCAA tournament. It will end with what we've come to expect from this round, a game between the top two seeds in a region. But the numbers in front of the names don't matter at this point. The winners will head to the Final Four, and the losers will go home. So much is matchups, and there's so many good teams not playing this weekend, said Kansas State coach Bruce Weber, whose 9-seeded team will face no. 11-seed Loyola-Chicago on Saturday in Atlanta. That's what I kept emphasizing to our guys. I don't care how we got here, we're playing. Saturday South Region, Atlanta no. 9 Kansas State versus number 11 Loyola-Chicago. To have picked this matchup before the tournament began probably would have required throwing darts at a board. Kansas State beat Creighton and then won the tournament's first game between a no. 16 and a number 9 seed when it beat UMBC, which had beaten number 1 overall seed Virginia by 20 points 2 days earlier. Thursday, an injury to forward Dean Wade and foul trouble for 3 forwards left Kansas State with only a 5-guard lineup against no. 5 seed Kentucky, which starts 5 future NBA players and brings more off the bench. Kansas State frustrated Kentucky with its defense, and Barry Brown made a critical layup late to break a tie. Loyola-Chicago, meanwhile, is the darling of the tournament. The Ramblers have won 3 games by a combined 4 points, and their biggest cheerleader is a 98-year-old nun named Sister Jean Dolores Schmidt, who emails scouting reports to the players before each game. What makes Saturday's matchup so interesting is that Kansas State is the lowest-seeded team Loyola-Chicago has faced in the tournament. Number 6 Miami and number 3 Tennessee probably had more raw talent than the Wildcats, and the Ramblers dispatched them anyway. The question is whether an offense led by guards Clayton Custer and Marcus Towns can still maintain its superb spacing and ball movement against quick, tough defenders such as Brown and 6 feet 4 inches guard Cartier Diarra. Big 12 play prepared the Wildcats for games against talented, well-coached teams. Meanwhile, the Ramblers may fit all the Cinderella stereotypes, but they've beaten better teams than the one they'll face Saturday by playing a variety of styles. Perhaps that's why Loyola-Chicago's celebration seemed so subdued after they beat number 7 seed Nevada on Thursday. Or perhaps not. Trust me, these guys are bouncing off walls. Ramblers coach Porter Moser said. They're so excited, they're embracing it, but it's just kind of been who we are about the next game. They've wanted more. West Region, Omaha number 3 Michigan versus number 9 Florida State. If Michigan keeps shooting the way it did Thursday against Texas A. Michigan made 14 of 24 three-point attempts in a clinical destruction of the Aggies, who aren't that different from the Seminoles. Like Texas A, the Seminoles lost 5 of their last 8 games heading into the tournament, and they are prone to occasional defensive lapses. But they also can go 11 deep, and when they are guarding well, the waves of fresh players can debilitate an opponent. In Thursday's 75-60 win against Gonzaga, Florida State held the Bulldogs to 33.9% shooting from the field while blocking 9 shots and racking up 8 steals. Seminoles coach Leonard Hamilton preaches what he calls a junkyard dog philosophy on defense. He wants his players constantly harassing opponents and protecting the area around the rim. We adopted the junkyard dog principle because that's the way we want to play. Hamilton said, we want to be consistent. We want to be like junkyard dogs that really want to protect their yard. It doesn't always work now. Sometimes we run into some junkyard lions, elephants, or perhaps junkyard wolverines. 8 different Michigan players made 3-pointers Thursday against Texas A. Michigan also has proven it can win close, beating Houston in the second round on Jordan Poole's buzzer beater. But it will have to find a way to quiet the junkyard dogs. They remind us of a lot of teams in the Big Ten, Michigan guard Xavier Simpson said. It just feels like it's going back to August when coach was teaching us just to be the boss with the ball and make smart plays and smart passes. We feel like if we do that, we'll be in good position. Sunday East Region, Boston number 1 Villanova versus number 3 Texas Tech. The South and West regions, whose champions will face off in one national semifinal next week in San Antonio, have a combined seed total of 32. The East and Midwest, whose champs will face one another in the other national semifinal, have a combined seed total of 7. The lowest possible is 6. 3 of these teams are blue bloods, and the one that isn't finished second in the Big 12, which put 3 of its 10 teams in the Elite Eight. Texas Tech is the only team on this side that doesn't have a rich NCAA tournament history. This is the first time the Red Raiders have gotten this far, but they have the players to keep going. Guard Keenan Evans averages 17.8 points a game, and his attacks on the basket tend to help his teammates get open. He scored 16 Friday as Texas Tech beat a second-seeded Purdue team that had to play without star center Isaac Haas' elbow. Afterward, Red Raiders coach Chris Beard had some fun with the historic moment for his program. "We just made the, what's it called? The Great Eight," Beard asked the Texas Tech players who joined him on the interview dais. "Elite," Evans said, "and Texas Tech will face elite competition. Villanova won a national title 2 years ago and spent much of this season